The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go...
As we walk along through Times Square and Broadway, in the very heart of New York's music district, we are tracing the steps of more songwriters besides Irving Berlin, Johnny Marks, Haven Gillespie, and Fred Coots, whose contribution to our country's Christmas repertoire are part of Ron Clancy's lavishly illustrated book and 3-CD collection titled American Christmas Classics. This fabled group includes Jewish songwriters who wrote for the theater stage. As we stroll along, let us introduce this illustrious cast by name and holiday song title. Sammy Cahn, born in 1913 on New York's Lower East Side, and Jewel Stein for both Let It Snow and The Christmas Waltz. Cahn also wrote 30 songs that received Academy Award nominations, and Jewel Stein was most famous as the composer of such Broadway and film classics as Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Gypsy, and Funny Girl. Felix Bernard, born in Brooklyn in 1897, and Richard Smith, who paired to write the 1934 classic Winter Wonderland, which became a hit for Guy Lombardo that same holiday season. Bernard's first success was as a co-writer of the music for the 1919 song Dardanella, the recording of which was reputedly the first ever to sell over 1 million copies. Hugh Martin, born in Alabama and moved to New York for Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. He was a vocal arranger for many of the most successful Broadway shows in the 1930s and 1940s. Ralph Blaine was his faithful collaborator. Carl Sigman, born in New York in 1909 for There Is No Christmas Like a Home Christmas. He wrote the lyrics and/or music for such popular songs as Ebb Tide, Pennsylvania 65000, and the theme song for the movie Love Story. Mitchell Parrish, the lyricist for Leroy Anderson's instrumental classic Sleigh Ride, and most famous as the songwriter for Hoagy Carmichael's memorable tune Stardust, one of the most recorded songs of all time. Robert Meredith Wilson, composer of the nostalgic It's Beginning to Look Like Christmas, as well as the 1958 Tony Award-winning musical The Music Man, the cast recording of which won the first Grammy Award ever issued. Walter Kent, born in Manhattan and attended a Juilliard School of Music, and Kim Gannon, born in Brooklyn in 1900, for the holiday standard I'll Be Home for Christmas. Kent was best known for his song The White Cliffs of Dover, and Gannon wrote Moonlight Cocktail, made popular by Glenn Miller and his orchestra. Billy Hayes, born in New York, collaborated with J.W. Johnson in 1948 for Blue Christmas, first released in 1949 by Ernest Tubb, a popular country singer in the new 45 RPM vinyl disc format invented by RCA Victor. Two big band leaders, Russ Morgan and Hugo Winterholler, also released recordings of Blue Christmas in 1949, eventually made more popular by Elvis Presley. Larry Stock, born in New York and son of a cellist for the New York Symphony Orchestra, and Alfred Byron, who moved to New York in the late 1880s for the precious carol A Cradle in Bethlehem. Stock was noted for his popular Blueberry Hill and You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You. There A Cradle in Bethlehem joins other religious carols Silent Night, We Three Kings of Orient Are, and It Came Upon the Midnight Clear, with New York connections. Frank Lesser, another New York-born composer of Broadway renown, added to the seasonal repertoire with his bittersweet song, What Are You Doing, New Year's Eve? Lesser was best known for his work with such classics as Guys and Dolls, The Most Happy Fella, and How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. But while serving in the armed forces during World War II, he also penned the wartime hit Praise the Lord and Pass the Ammunition. Lastly, as we end our stroll down Christmas music memory lane, let us add one more lyricist to the distinguished list. Ballard MacDonald. Though born in Oregon, he moved to New York to make his mark, and his name shall ever be associated with the lyrics for Parade of the Wooden Soldiers. This was originally an instrumental piece composed in 1905 by Leon Jessel, a German. MacDonald wedded his lyrics to Jessel's music for the 1922 Broadway musical play Chauve-souris, meaning the bat, which had previously enjoyed a very successful run in Paris as a stage revue. Jessel's piece was incorporated in that revue, and because of its unique sound, tempo, and popularity, Ballard MacDonald eagerly wrote the English lyrics. But today, Parade of the Wooden Soldiers is mostly known by its music and association with the Radio City Rockettes, one of the most popular dancing ensembles in the United States. Since Radio City's debut as an entertainment venue in 1933 and as a part of the Music Hall's annual Christmas extravaganza, the Rockettes have enchanted millions with their precise on-stage marching performance of the instrumental classic. Hearing the music, a child might easily imagine lines of wooden soldiers strutting in a parade, as fascinated children once did in the early 20th century.